It's that time of the week for the nerds and the geeks. WYBNOO. What you been nerding out on? It's been a week, 7 days, and we got much to say. So take it away, no further delay.
Hello, my name is Jacob Jones, and welcome to What You've Been Nerding Out On, or Why? Today I am joined by Miguel, who has been really nerding out on cats, pretty much his whole life, I feel like. So let's get straight into their introduction. Miguel, who are you? Where do you come from? And what do you do?
I am Miguel, and I like cats. I don't want to dox myself, let's put it that way. I mean, most people already know where I live, so
Well, you can.
I do things.
You could say
there are cats involved.
Where do you come from? You can answer like, what's your hometown or something, you know.
I'm originally from Texas.
Okay.
But I pretty much grew up here.
Nice.
For the most part. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what do you do? Do you, like, you can answer that any way you want.
I do things.
There you go.
I'm a man of many talents.
He is a talented man. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for being here, Miguel. You may know him from all of our content, Neon Pocket Dimension in the past, of course, and in any of Odd Valley. Don't forget that. That's a podcast we do. If you go to youtube.com/@OddValleyStudios, you will find our Odd Valley podcasts, in which I am beginning to upload our backlogged episode. I just finished editing the reality TV episode. That was like a 3-hour drunk fest where me and you were yelling at each other a bunch, and it got really out of hand. And it is just it's like one of the best episodes we've ever made. But damn, it's painful to edit.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I think it'd be really funny to do like a watch along, like community thing, just to have everyone
How long ago was that episode?
This was, dude, I thought it was last June, but it was last May. That's how long ago it was.
Okay, that's why I don't remember it.
Yeah. But we had Gage on, that's Luke Shot First in the chat, his wife, and it was you, and then Steven showed up randomly, you know?
Oh, you know what? I think I slightly do remember that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how you may know Miguel.
A long time ago. Yes,
you may also know him just walking around the streets. You know, you may have bumped into him. Who knows?
Possible.
But this is an episode about cats, of course. WYBNOO is a show about people's nerdy obsessions, or just essentially things they're really into, and things that we can pick their brains about, learn about, get into, understand. This is the goal of this show, of course. You have Jake the cat behind him right there. I wanted to make sure that the shot we have of Miguel has the towers behind him, because hopefully a cat would show up, and here we go. It's perfect. So let's get right into the topic, man. What you been nerding out on?
Like in general, or
well, specifically, I asked you that question, and cats is the answer.
Yeah, you meant the cats.
To add on to that, how many cats do you currently have?
I currently have 3 cats.
3 cats. Okay, 3 cats. And how many have you had in your lifetime?
These would be the 5th ones.
5th ones. Nice.
5. Well, technically 6, but.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, like 5.
So
5,
what's
5
that?
Or 6.
Well, what's that technically 6? Can I hear about that?
Well, that was an ex's cat. So it wasn't really my cat.
Okay.
So it just kind of lived with me. It was my friend, but you know.
So that's your like step cat.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You could call it a step cat if you wanted to, yeah.
Okay. It's like that reminds me of like, oh my God, we got records inherited from my stepdad's dad, and like navigating that relationship and how to explain it is always like, it's always a sentence. It's like, do you ever
my stepdad's dad?
But do people say like my step grandpa?
No.
Exactly.
That's not a thing. That's not a title.
But that's my point, is that
you could say it. You could say that and someone would understand. Right?
Like
you could.
Right, like a situation we have to explain, but it just reminded me about that. Cool. So 6 cats in your lifetime. I've had one personally. Um,
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Lilu, of course. Rest in peace, Batman. We'll get into that in just a little bit here. So this is the part where I normally say, "What got you into topic?" Right? What got you into cats? But I think what I'll ask is like your first cat. Who was that? Let's talk about your first cat.
That was Batman. So Batman was a you should have asked for pictures. You
Oh,
could
you're
have put a
right.
picture up. You fucked up, dude. But
I
anyway.
fucked up. Yeah. Hey, this is only episode
Um,
2. We're trying to figure the things out. But I mean, wait, is there pictures of Batman on your Instagram? Maybe.
no, I
No.
don't
Okay.
think so. Well, there might be actually.
Okay. I'll look. I'll look.
There
But
might be. So I got Batman. So that step cat, we're gonna call it the step cat. That one. Um, before I got that one, before that one was around, I should say.
Mhm.
I didn't really like cats. The only like experience I really had was a neighbor who had a cat, and that cat was a dick. He'd like scratch and bite you and stuff. So I didn't really like cats.
Mhm.
But then the ex moved in, and she had a cat, and then I kind of became friends with that cat, and it like would sit in my lap and stuff, and we had a good relationship, right?
Mhm.
And then my ex at the time was a what's it called, a vet tech,
Oh.
and someone brought in a little black cat, a kitten that they'd found in a dumpster, and she brought it home for herself, and that cat became mine.
Oh. There you
Yes,
go.
yes, that became my cat.
And that was Batman.
That was Batman.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm frantically trying to find a picture of Batman right now, which
Let
I
me
think I
see if I could.
might have just
I could.
found 2015 picture.
I could probably send you one.
How about this? I mean, it's a black and white picture, but is that
Yeah,
Batman?
yeah, that's Batman sleeping.
There you go.
Yep,
Black cat, nice
yep.
cat.
It's a void. She was
Def-
super sweet. Yep.
yeah, definitely nuzzled me a couple times. You know,
You met Batman?
didn't I?
Hmm, I don't
No,
think
not at
so.
your old place.
Don't know if you did.
I feel like I did, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm confusing it with another cat.
Maybe you did. I don't remember. I'm gonna
I
be
just
honest. I
feel.
really don't remember.
I feel like I met Batman. I mean, I like was in the room with Batman at least one time. I feel like.
That's possible. I think maybe. Yeah, that is possible.
Because I know I met Smokey for sure. Like, we know
Oh yeah, you
Smokey
guys
for
met
sure.
him. Mhm.
But I feel like I met Batman at least once. Like, just going over and hanging out with you and
When
your,
did you
your
start
friends
working at that job where we met?
I think it was 2015, to be honest.
Uh, I don't know if you came over then.
Maybe I didn't. Well, because we played D&D back in the day, if you
Yeah.
remember. But I don't know if
Hmm.
we went to your house at the time.
That's what I'm trying to remember if you guys
Man,
came over at any point, to be honest with you.
man, getting old is
Either way,
hard.
she was super sweet. She was really, really sweet. She didn't really like people, but she liked me, so that's
Oh, I
she
mean, that
wasn't
sounds right.
friendly.
Yeah.
Like she was a normal cat. Like,
Mhm.
if there was people around, she'd run away and stuff.
I mean, that's
She
like
was a good girl.
you're describing Lilu too. She's the same.
Hmm.
Very like standoffish. Only really liked me. Like there's plenty of times where she swiped at people. Definitely cut my goddaughter a couple times with the claws, but she was always
She
trying to pull her
swiped at
tail.
me a bunch of times.
Yeah, definitely attacked you a bunch of times too.
Yeah, that was fun. I did
But
it to myself.
but Smokey on the other hand, no, I know.
Well, he
I mean,
was. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. With Lilu, of course, you want to pet her because she's like laying there, and she seems nice, and you're petting her head, and then she would get you, dude. She'd cut you.
Yep, she would. A couple times when I watched her, she'd get me all the time.
Yeah.
Try and pet her, and she's like, okay, all right. Leave you alone. That's fine. I respect your decision.
But yeah, I feel like that covers like so like that was your first cat. I mean, I can say that I relate to that story. What got me a cat was, at the time I didn't have any pets. My brother, who I was living with, had just got a dog, and I mean, this dog was essentially the dog I have now. Same kind of like little cute black dog, like the size of a Chihuahua, if you
Yeah.
can picture it.
Mhm.
Not looking like a Chihuahua, but super cute. And then, it was in my same house because I was living with my brother at the time, of course. But then my ex girlfriend at the time, like, we had friends. I think her brother's close friend, his cat had kittens, and there was a kitten that he was trying to give to a home, and she really wanted a cat, but she lived with her roommate, and it was like already there was two cats and a snake and a fucking fish in there or something. And I had like a house with just a dog, and it was like a full ass like 1-story house with a lot of room. So we're like, oh, well, the cat can stay with me. And I got her when she was a kitten. She was like literally the week that she could like be adopted, essentially, which there's a time in between. I mean, we'll get into that in a little bit, when they're born and when they can be adopted, essentially. And like, it was just right at that time. And so essentially I just had a cute little orange cat living in my closet for like a little while, and it was super cute. And then her and the dog became best friends, and it was also
Oh,
cute.
okay.
You know what I mean? They would play a lot. And so like back in those days, it was nice, But again, because the cat lived in my house, it just became my cat. And then when we split up and shit, there was like some contentious situations with the cat and where it was living, but then Lilu came back with me, and again, it's like, what is it with ex-girlfriends and getting people into cats, It's kind of interesting.
I mean, if you're gonna get a cat, get it for yourself. Don't have it live with somebody else.
I agree.
Right?
Pets in general.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just weird. But, it is what it is.
I mean, imagine if, like, Miguel, you were like, I want to fish, but I can't have the fish at my house because I have too many cats. Can it stay at your
bring
house?
the fish over to your house. Yeah.
That's my fish now. That's just my fucking fish.
Yeah, because you're gonna take care of it. You're gonna feed it. It's gonna live with you. It's gonna be your fucking fish. 100%.
It's no brainer.
Yeah, it's like a kid, right? Someone drops off a kid. It's gonna be your kid.
100%.
That's why you say no, thank you.
See that? I mean, this is just going back to like, I've just been watching so much Dragon Ball lately, but that's why Gohan has a stronger connection with Piccolo than with his dad, because Piccolo essentially raised him a little bit,
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what's his name is a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Because he was busy fighting.
Goku,
Yeah.
all he did was fight.
Just a deadbeat. Yeah. Yep.
Piccolo actually, like, Piccolo was like evil, but then he had this like this kid dumped in his lap, and then they just have this unshakable bond. I'm just saying, man. It's where you are and who you're with.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, 100%. Agreed.
So okay. Normally I ask, how do cats work? But that doesn't make sense. So let's talk about cats and caring
You
for
could
them.
ask that.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, do you have an answer for that question?
They don't. They don't work. That's the problem.
They're like, where's my allowance?
Yep. And they always just want a handout, and you have to clean up after them, and various things like that.
I mean,
I'm sure you're used to it.
So okay, someone who hates cats or just is like, why, like who would ever want a cat? Like, what are the advantages of having a cat as a pet?
They're easier than dogs, in my opinion. And if you have multiples, they entertain each other. So, like, if I'm gone all day at work, don't feel too bad because there's 3 of them, so they can all just kind of hang out and do their thing together, and they know where the bathroom is. They don't really destroy everything like a dog, and if they do, it's smaller stuff. It's not as bad as a dog, in my opinion. And then if you're lazy and you don't want to walk your dog, you don't have to, because they don't really need to be walked as long as they're running around and getting that exercise in the house, because they're smaller. It's like having a smaller dog, right? In that sense, because a smaller dog doesn't really need to go out for a ton of walks, or at least not that far.
Yeah, right.
Small.
They just got those little legs, so they gotta like move
Got
them
those, yeah,
more.
exactly. You just got to move them a little bit, and it's all good, dude. But no, cats are much easier. I think it's also nicer to not have a. I don't know. I feel like dogs are so sheepish.
Sheepish.
Yeah, they're just
They're
they're very they just do what their people tell them to do. And
okay.
cats are very independent, right? Like they're kind of you can train a cat, but it has to want to be trained.
Right.
Whereas a dog will just train itself. Like it's okay with being trained,
Okay, so
in
you
my opinion.
are you basically trying to say like a dog follows orders and a
Yes.
cat has personality, almost
Yes,
has
exactly.
agency.
Dogs can have personality, but it's not the same.
It's more of like a cat has agency versus a
Hence,
dog is ready to accept orders, right?
hence why there are no working cats.
True. Well, I mean, cat cafe to some degree, I guess.
Those cats aren't working; they're just hanging out, being fed and pet.
I mean, they are making someone money. They're kind of more like slaves when you think about
Yes,
it.
exactly. But they get something out of it, I guess. But anyway,
I mean, they get
I'm just saying,
rubs.
like with the dog, I feel like they're very they're just independent animals.
Yeah.
And Mochi in the chat is saying that this is not making her want to have a cat. Well, then they're not for you. You haven't met the right one then. All I'm telling you is you meet the right one, you live with the right one, it'll change your mind. You have to live with the cat, I think, honestly, especially for people who don't like cats at all.
So, I just asked, what are the advantages of having a cat as a pet? So then, of course, we have to ask, what are the disadvantages of having a cat?
I'd say none, other than
Wow.
maybe they get up in your face.
Okay.
Like they're like toddlers that climb,
And
right?
scratch?
Especially when they're young. No, not if you
No?
cut their nails.
Oh. Oh, you're cutting their nails.
Well, no shit. That's what you're supposed to
Well, I
do.
mean, are you clipping their nails or are you declawing
Yeah.
them?
No, I'm clipping their
You're
nails.
clipping their
I cut
nails.
their nails. Yes.
Okay, so let's put a pause on the clipping the nails thing because I feel like that's more of a detailed conversation. I do want to ask about the clipping of the nails, but we're gonna get to the details in just a sec. But I will say my personal disadvantage experience is with Lilu at least. I mean, obviously, maybe clearly her nails should have been cut so she wouldn't scratch everything to shit. But one thing that Lilu used to do a lot is anything that's like I won't say specifically laminated, but like of the magazine or photo texture of a of a like either a picture or like a book or something. For some reason, she would want to bite and chew the shit out of that. So like if she found a photo like laying out like on top of a photo book, and she would chew it up. You know what I mean? Which is really
Yeah.
interesting because like that to me feels like more of a dog thing.
No.
It's interesting.
Sebastian, he rips up paper. He likes to rip up tissues and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
found
then
that
you just
interesting.
kind of you just kind of work around them, and
Yeah.
then Smokey liked plastic. Violet likes straws, so if you bring a cup over with the straw, she's gonna chew on the straw. So like
Nice.
they have personality. They're really like they're fun. Even though when they annoy the shit out of me, they're fun.
Yeah, right now, right now, Mochi Squeeze has like a bunch of a Starbucks straws in her glove box. We should bring those over so she can chew them up, just as a treat, or like as a toy.
You can make them stop doing things, Mochi Squeeze. You just naysayer.
It's just tough. But no, we're gonna get into like I feel like the training stuff we should get into in just a sec here, because I really want to pick your brain on that because I feel like that's kind of like that's really the expertise type of stuff that like I really want to hear from you during this episode of WYBNOO. But yeah, no, I mean like just like one of the clear advantages of a cat over a dog is unless I guess it's a boy cat I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong with that the peeing and the pooping situation is very much like cleaner. It's focused. They know how to use the litter box. You just have to clean it yourself unless you get one of those fancy self cleaners and whatever, right?
You
I
just,
mean, let's
and
talk
that's
about
the
that
other
for a second.
thing. That is true. You don't have to train them to do that. You just show them where the box is, and they go, and it's like they know how to do it. I've never had a male cat spray. I know
Mhm.
they do,
Yeah,
but it's usually only when they're trying to mark territory. And I
right.
also heard that it's if they're not fixed. So if
Okay.
you have an intact male and you don't get him fixed, he's going to start the spray.
Okay.
So, but I've all the boy cats I've had, I've never had that issue before.
Okay, that's good to hear because I
Yeah.
mean, I think, I don't know if it was you who told me this, but I've heard this that like, I've only had the one cat, obviously, and it was a girl cat, and we were just talking about Batman and also a girl cat. I
Mhm.
just hear that like boy cats are just way more affectionate and like nice
They
and
are.
cuddly,
Mhm.
right? And so, but
They
then
can
I've
be.
also heard of the spraying. Like when I say spray, if you don't know out there, that means like your cat's pissing in your house or somewhere, and I've heard of cat owners talk about that. But to be fair, the cat owners I've heard are like chaotic with too many cats. You know what I mean? Could easily not be spayed or neutered or whatever. So that makes
I would
sense.
say if they're spraying and there's a bunch of, you may have too many cats, and that
Right.
cat's just
Right.
basically saying, "Hey, this is my territory. Stay away." Right?
Yeah.
I've got three, and they all pretty much get along, and no, everyone shares beds. No one fights over that type of stuff. So
Hmm.
I think it just depends on who you get and how they are. Because some cats want to be by themselves.
Yeah.
That's just how it is sometimes. Like oh, I'll get them a friend. Like no, they'd rather be by themselves. So it just depends on the animal and your situation and the person. I didn't want three. I ended up with three.
Yeah, but they're
I
all
only
cute.
wanted two at most, but
Well,
I'm fine.
technically, you do only have two because one of those is
Yeah,
not yours. It's just
one of
there.
those is not mine.
But we
Yep,
just
he's
talked
just
about that. It is your cat,
yep,
right? Because it
he's my
lives at your house.
cat.
Okay, so I think this one works. This question. Okay, I mean, I've talked to Gage about this. Look, this is the second episode, so easing into this WYBNOO thing, I'm going over the questions I wrote and stuff. Okay, so if you have a problem with that, it's all right. All right. These first four episodes are me working out how to do this the best way. Now let's move on. How could someone get a cat? Like, what's the best way? If someone's like, "Hey, I want a cat," what is the best way to get their own cat?
So, like, you're saying someone is actively choosing to go get the cat?
Yeah, yeah. If
Um,
someone if someone's like, you know what, I want a cat. Like, I want a pet, and I want it to be a cat. What is the best way to get into like adopting a cat or whatever?
I'd say watch a bunch of cat videos first, maybe. Make sure that you want the responsibility of a pet to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
right? And just kind of use those to gauge, like, oh, okay, I need to buy a litter box. I need to do this. I need to do that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
go to a cat cafe if you have one in town that actually adopts them out. Doesn't just have like a bunch of little slaves like you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So like they're there, but they're looking for homes, and you can pet them and have a drink while you're there, or even
Nice.
go down to the local shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy a cat unless like you really really want a certain breed. But I mean, it's like dogs. Don't buy a dog, in my opinion.
Right. Like
And
adopt.
pure breeds are kind of stupid sometimes because they're inbred, right?
Hot take,
It's
I
like
guess. Yeah, but
no,
I
that's
get
not
it.
a hot.
No, I get
They're
what you're
stupid.
saying. You mean like they're I mean, yeah, inbreed. I mean, literally, they're
They're
inbred.
inbred.
Yeah.
They're
So
inbred, right? Like, that can cause a lot of problems, in my opinion. But anyway,
it's true.
I would definitely adopt a cat if you're gonna look. Go find what resources there are, and I'm sure you could go on
Hmm.
either YouTube or Reddit and find like a cat community, and you can ask people questions.
Do you like?
And
You probably don't have the answer to this, but do you have like any content creators or any like subreddits or any links for people?
I know I've liked what's her channel? Polly Pocket would have more than I do. She watches them a lot more than I do. But I think Mellow Cat is one.
Okay.
She's in Hong Kong. She has 9 cats in a small apartment.
Yeah.
Any of the big cat, like Jackson Galaxy, his videos aren't bad. If you don't know who he is, he's the cat daddy.
Okay. Try. Oh yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okay. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Okay, that just automatically played. They couldn't hear it, but I could. Here's Jackson Galaxy.
yeah, Jackson
So
Galaxy.
want to check him out?
He had My Cat from Hell on. I think it was TLC a long time ago. It was a
Oh.
reality show. I think it was TLC. It might or Discovery, but it was one of those like, oh, my cat's horrible, and like come out, and then basically shows you what to do or help the family out basically. So he's probably like really really well known. But there's a bunch of other videos on or other people. Yeah, like Mellow Cat. She's a cat mom. She's the one from how? No, it's Melo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. One word.
Yeah, she's from Hong Kong. Her videos are good.
Cool.
Then there's others, but I mean, like if the big meme cats. I don't really know any right now. Actually, after Grumpy Cat died, and who else?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, who's that other cat that I'm thinking? Oh, Little Bub.
Little Bub.
You don't remember Little Bub?
I don't know. I mean, so like.
I'm sure you do.
Full disclosure, Miguel, Mochi, and I have a text thread that is 90% just like Instagram and TikTok shares. So I don't know if like that's one of the ones you're talking about because I just don't know.
No, Little Bub died a few years ago.
Oh no.
She had like a degenerative disease. That's how she was born. That's just how she looked her whole life. But she was sweet. She did a bunch of movies and she was super popular. I mean, if you're into cats, then I guess you know. But
Yeah, well, I mean, this is why we do the show is so that we can get into it, right?
There's some other internet cat. You know who Grumpy Cat is, right?
Yeah, I know Grumpy Cat. Yeah,
he's Grumpy Cat passed too.
Also, rest in peace. Yeah.
Yes, this is the problem with all the internet cats. They eventually die.
It's so funny because like Henry Zabrowski of Last Podcast on the Left, I'm a fan of those guys, but he has been talking about all these like TikTok animal pages, and like it's just so funny. They'll put all these videos out, and then they'll be like, "Oh, my cat actually died 6 months ago, and sorry." So it's like for 6 months they've been putting out videos that they recorded 6 months ago of a dead cat. So you've been watching the ghost of a dead cat before realizing it's dead, or dog, and it's like there's something to be said about that. It's kind of disgusting.
Something a little wrong about that.
That's right, exactly. So it's like he's like boycotting all these fucking content creators that just won't tell you that their pet died, and they just keep releasing these new videos. It's fucked up.
So there's also CatCon. We were supposed to go to CatCon last year.
Oh my god!
In Pasadena.
Hold on.
You can meet all these internet cats at CatCon.
Really?
Yeah. They're there. You take pictures with them. You get to pet them and stuff. Yeah. So, and obviously, these are content creators who meet the cats and own the cat or whatever, and they're making money. But but yeah. So it depends on like if you want to go. We were gonna go just for fun, just because, but.
I'm just so happy we're doing this episode because I would have never known about CatCon, honestly. Like, look at that. Like, this is actually crossover a knitted vest of cat.
Yeah, it's a knitted cat vest. So
knitting episode.
Gage needs to make one of those.
We did. Gage, you're gonna have to make Miguel a knitted modular cat vest. This just seems cool. Like I could see you going to this. I mean, I would go to that and see a bunch of cats. I like cats. We still haven't even.
Yeah, especially if there's like an internet cat that you really like and think is cute and get to meet in person. Why the fuck not, right?
Mochi Squeeze in the chat asks, "Do you think these cats are abused, Miguel?"
they're no more abused than I would say a dog that goes to a dog show or a cat show or a dog that you just take on the street and have pet. Like I don't think these people, and I would hope not to think that that these content creators, these owners would exploit their cat. Don't get me wrong, they probably do to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd hope they wouldn't be taking the cat to a convention if it's not okay with it.
Okay.
Right? You don't bring like an easily stressed out cat to a convention.
Right.
You'd only bring one that's super friendly and is okay with the tension, right? Is what I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know 100%. I think you're right. Like it's that same, like it's the reason why a zookeeper will bring something on like Conan or whatever, knowing that that particular one isn't like the aggressive one, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Or isn't going to like freak out. And I mean, is it possible they're abused? I mean, anything's possible. I can't say.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, but
I'm not there.
It's funny that Mochi Squeeze did in the chat followed up saying because the standing dog was abused, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, right? Like where it's like a dog can be trained like a soldier, and a cat is like almost like a teenager that's like, shut up, Dad.
It has to want to buy in.
Yeah.
Like it has to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So and not every cat wants to do whatever you want it to do. Right? Like
yeah.
I have a cat who we keep meaning to leash train, but we haven't done it. But he likes to go on car rides.
Wow.
Yeah, you pull his backpack out, he jumps in the backpack and he wants to go. Even if you just pick up the backpack to move it, he thinks we're going somewhere. So he'll jump in the bag. He sleeps in the bag. So like it just depends on the cat.
Yeah, like I saw a TikTok creator that brings their cat like traveling and has gone all over the world, like had the cat like on a paddleboard, and you know what I mean, like just everywhere, and like yeah, that would be fun and super cute if I went out and like went outside.
So I think there's an Instagram called Adventure Cats.
Uh-huh.
And then that's basically all that is cats doing stuff.
Aw.
Like riding bikes.
There's actually a full-ass adventurecats.org website.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like cats can go out if they want to. They can be leash trained. They just have to be okay with it.
Explore Ireland with the Meowjestic Mila.
Good for her. And some of these cats have probably been places I've never been.
It's very possible and probably true. Awesome. Well, yeah. So we covered definitely how someone can get into cats. Just the follow-up question I had, like if someone wanted to go to like a pet store and buy a cat there, what's your verdict on that? Is that like okay? I mean, because
Are there pet stores that sell cats?
Sometimes, I mean, we have a pet store across the street called Pet Supplies Plus that they have animals for adoption in there sometimes, and like typically it's just like a closet full of cats.
I was gonna say if it's adoption, again, that's better than buying.
Okay.
So it's the same with the dog. Don't get it from the puppy mill.
Yeah.
There's not really any. There's not as much of an equivalent, I don't think, for cats.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there are catteries, but that's when you're buying like a purebred.
Right. And then that's
so like you're going for like, oh, I want a Maine Coon, or I want like I want a Scottish Fold or a Ragdoll, or a Persian.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to pay for that. Then you usually just get those from breeders. But again, I would say just have your cat choose you. Like,
mm-hmm.
I think 2 of the cats that I've had at least have just walked up to me.
Aw.
And I kind of took them home because they didn't belong to anybody. At least that's what happened with Smokey. So I mean, no, don't buy your animals, people, unless it's a guinea pig. And then even then, I still feel bad.
Well, some people just eat guinea pigs like it's like a fucking hoagie.
They are food. They are food. No, they are.
They can be.
Let's not pretend. They can be. Yes, they can be.
I mean, I could be food.
But honestly, if you're gonna get any animal, I'd say go down to the pound first.
Okay.
I know the one in town will have hamsters. They'll have gerbils sometimes. They'll have tortoises. I know
Oh.
they've had chickens and donkeys in the past. They get all sorts of animals.
hmm Nice. Okay, so maybe we can go over like some adoption agencies and stuff like toward the end, just to drive it home. If people are really interested. But I do see the Nevada SPCA.org as one of them, maybe. But yeah, let's get into that a little bit later. Okay, what's the most interesting thing to you about cats, or do you have an interesting like cat story?
The most interesting thing for me about cats is they are not fully domesticated. So that's why their ears are still pointing.
Hmm.
So like if you look at like a dog, almost all dogs, well not all of them, some have pointy ears, but they start to lose that feature the more you get domesticated. That's why their ears become floppy in a lot of dogs, right? So
Oh.
like they did a study I don't remember when it was. I
Ugh.
heard it on, I think it was probably This American Life or some Radio Lab, but where they took a breed of fox to see how many generations it would take to start getting like domesticated foxes. It didn't take very long. It took them like three or four generations, but their features start to change and they get floppier ears. Like so, cats are technically only half domesticated.
Hmm.
Um, they choose to be around people, and I don't know if you heard, but like they kill about I think half of 5 billion birds a year or some bullshit. Like you'd have to look up the stat. It's a lot of birds.
Mm-hmm.
This is domestic house cats, mind you.
Yeah.
So like in Hawaii, they've had to kind of like they have a really large stray cat population, feral cats out there. They try to kind of contain them because they're killing all of the native birds.
Oh shit.
So there really are like little hunters, and that's why they like they play and stuff. Like it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's an island that has a cat sanctuary on it off the coast of Maui, I believe it is. I forget
Mm-hmm.
the name of it, but it looks really cool.
I mean, it's like the island in Japan too, right? Like there's that cat
Apparently
island.
there's multiple islands in Japan that are cat islands.
Interesting.
So but yeah. So
Dang, look at this cat
but
missing an
so
eye.
that's why they're able to survive. Like you don't really see packs of wild dogs running around, right?
Yeah.
You do see feral cats
Right.
and feral cat colonies. They're okay without people.
Mm-hmm.
They like people, some of them, but they're easily okay with not having people, and it's totally fine.
Hmm.
That's another reason I like them.
So yeah, I was
Like
looking
I
at.
know my cat will eat me. My cats will eat me when I'm dead, and that's fine. They need to eat.
I bet you taste good to them too, because they're like, it's
I'm
about
sure.
time.
I'm sure I would.
You're like, it's about time. I've been wanting to do this since day one.
Fucking finally, this bitch is dead.
I've been licking you and tasting you this whole time, man, waiting for the
Exactly.
day.
Exactly.
Awesome. So okay, yeah. So what don't you like about cats in general?
Um. Sometimes they're a little too needy, depending on the cat, and I just want to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jake gets up into my shit. I'd like to take a shit sometimes without having a bunch of cats in the bathroom with me. That'd be nice.
Amen.
Like, can I just take a shit by myself?
Dude, sometimes, like, okay, every time when Lulu was still with us, every time I took a shit, I'd have to crack open the door, whatever bathroom I'm in, because she would claw up the carpet completely.
Mm.
Just like, unless I'd open that door, And sometimes she'd even like, cause you pull your chonies down, bro, and if they're at your ankles,
Oh,
and she want to climb in there for some reason, and I'm just like, that's you should probably not do that. It's kind of.
let's not do that. No, let's not do that.
It's like I love you, and I love the time we have, and I do miss having Lulu in the bathroom with me, just cause that was our special time, I guess. But
I was gonna say I complain, but honestly, like I went what, like 3 years between having cats. Before I got Smokey, and then this time it was only about 9 months. But I do you miss that. Like it's nice having like it sounds weird, but like I have a shower buddy.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
like they go in there with you and they hang out and
yeah, like does your cats ever like get in between both the shower curtain and the shower thing? And so then they're like they can see you because of the see-through part, and they're standing there on like the edge, but then they're not getting hit with the water. Yeah. And you're just like, man, you just want to look at me naked, you fucking little pervert.
Fucking pervert. Bunch of fucking perverts.
Cats are perverts.
Yeah, they're fun. Cats are a lot of fun. Like honestly, they're a lot of fun in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I love
and it's great that I don't have to run home and let them out.
Yeah, because I mean, that is the thing about the dogs, right? Like having a dog for sure.
Yes. It is one of the benefits of having a cat.
Yeah, so I guess the answer then was like, being able to shit in peace is something.
Yeah, that'd be the only one. Like every once in a while, I'd like to shit in peace.
Right.
But bathroom committee every morning. That's what I call it. It's the bathroom committee.
The council of shit cat.
So sometimes they all show up. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just me, but not always. Jake will be in there, and then
like they're definitely ratifying something in there while you're you're definitely passing financial.
You're passing bills in the form of shit.
That's incredible. Okay, so what's the most complicated thing about cats, or either in like taking care of them or something really complicated you learned about cats, their genealogy, whatever? Like if you were to really get in the weeds about your knowledge of cats, how would you what do you have for me there?
I mean,
go ahead.
Are we talking like we just went to? This isn't domesticated cats. I didn't realize that the world's largest cat and the world's smallest cat are both in India.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
So it was pretty interesting. You guys missed out, just so you know.
I know. I forgot what I was doing at the time.
But no, it was pretty interesting. I was unaware of that. And yeah, so that was pretty cool. You'd have to look them up, but really cute, small little thing. It looks like a domesticated cat, but it's not. It's like a little wild cat. It's pretty cool. I think it's called like the rusty something.
Yeah, rusty spotted cat. Just doing.
Yeah, the rusty spotted cat.
Oh my god! Look at how cute. Yeah.
They're really small.
This thing gonna give us rabies or what?
Probably.
Even though it's adorable, stay the fuck away from it.
It's really adorable. It's really cute. And then there was a fishing cat with that, which I thought was really interesting.
Fishing cat.
Yeah, and like fishes, and like it's pretty cool.
Whoa, that's cool. So how do they how do they fish? It looks like they're in rivers.
Yeah, and like little ponds, and they just kind of hang out and they pounce, and they they enjoy the water.
Maybe I can get a video. All right, this is I'm pulling a video, everyone, but this might have to be edited out. Let's see. I just want to see an action shot. Come on, do some fishing. Oh, that cat went underwater.
Yep.
Whoa, dude, my cat hated water. Oh, look at that. Hold on, let's get that. Whoa! Look at damn! Just straight up went in there and grabbed it. That's pretty incredible. Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. I hadn't heard about that one, so I was like, oh, it's really cool.
That is
So
cool.
Wildcat's super cool, man.
Besides that, like, any other complicated things, like any kind of like, I don't know. Just like, the nitty-gritty, like the deeper details of a cat that you could tell someone about that might not know shit about cats. Any other things?
Not that I can think of.
Not really. I know I know this topic is kind of more eccentric than, like technical.
Yeah,
but
it's not really a hobby. I mean, it can be a hobby, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, it
if
is.
I was out trapping cats, we could talk about that. But I'm not a cat trapper.
It's true.
But that does sound fun. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like, people do really get into owning pets and like specific types of pets, and you're the cat guy in my life. I guess, how about I ask this question? What is the process of volunteering at a cat cafe? Because I know that's something you've done in the past.
As long as they're accepting volunteers, you just sign up.
Okay,
That's
well,
all I
like,
did.
what's your day like at the cat cafe?
So originally, when we went to go volunteer. They had this senior program, I guess, where they give the senior a cat because it's supposed to help with companionship.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're older, if they're living alone, they have a cat. It keeps them company. So the program was that they'd get free cat food and free stuff delivered to them on a monthly basis.
Ooh.
And then, like, if the cat needed to go to the vet, they were taking care of that. So originally, when we walked in, that's what we went to go do. And we ended up just cleaning. Like, so I was just cleaning litter boxes, sweeping the floor, and just like the place I volunteered at was very I don't want to say mismanaged, but
Mm-hmm.
the owner kind of treated the volunteers like employees.
You're like, you're not paying me, dude. Fuck you.
You're not paying me, and you're kind of like trying to talk to me like I work for you, and I don't.
Yeah, you're like, what? Shut up.
Yeah,
I could like walk out of here right now.
Exactly. So I think it would have been a better had said person had enough staff to run the place by themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? With just employees, and then you
Yeah.
have the volunteers come in and assist. I think that's how it should be. That would have been the ideal situation for volunteering there. But like, no, it was just all we did was clean. We'd clean the litter boxes. We'd sweep the floors. Every once in a while, we'd help in the back we'd clean out the back cages with all the the new kittens that had just gotten there, or any of the sick cats and stuff like that. There's a lot of cleaning.
Let me ask this question. What's the best way to clean a litter box, and how often should you change your litter?
So I would say, depending on the litter that you're using, you should clean it at least once a day. If you can't do once a day, every other day at most, or like at minimum, I should say.
Mm.
I know some people clean it like multiple times a day, and that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
So, just clean it. Make sure you clean it.
Yeah.
And then as far as like getting rid of the litter itself, it just depends on the type of litter you're using and how fast it degrades.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go about a month before I'd have to change it out completely.
Okay. And what brand were you using?
Then I would change it out completely, and then I'd wash out the litter box and stuff. So.
Yeah. I would like basically put it in the backyard and fucking blast it with this, the hose or whatever.
The hose and stuff.
And then dry it off. Yeah, for sure. What's your go-to litter brand, and like also food brand? Just curious.
So
those two.
Currently we use World's Best Cat Litter. It's corn-based.
Okay.
It does the job for the most part. The amount of cats that we have.
Mm-hmm.
If they would cover up their poop, it'd be better. At least one of them doesn't, but that's just that's Violet.
Calling her straight out.
Yep, called her up. And she's also the one that has the dingleberries. Let's not talk about that.
Oh, dude, yeah. We've been there. You gotta get out, like cat cut it out of the fur and shit. Yeah.
No, we've just started getting her sanitary shaves. So she'll
Oh,
go in, she
nice.
gets her ass shaved, and then problem
Nice.
solved. But world's best cat litter. What was the other question? Oh,
Oh,
food.
and then yeah, like food. Like what
So
do you go for?
they're currently on Hill's science diet, I believe,
Oh yeah, yeah.
for
Hills
wet
is
food.
what we do too, I
They're
think.
on, so they get wet food twice a day, and then they get Purina Pro Plan dry food.
Okay.
Throughout the day, we have a couple cat feeders, though they go off like twice. And then they're getting science diet. It's like dental food as treats.
Nice.
So they'll get that as treats every once in a
Do you ever fuck with the like the squeezy ones
while. The
that kind of
churros? Yeah, they get churros too. Yep,
nice.
they like those. Those are good.
It's sort of like a, if you don't know, it's like a tube of almost like paste, right?
Yeah, like a pate almost.
Yeah, a squeeze pate.
It's like a cat go-gurt.
Yes,
Is what I always called it.
that makes total sense.
It's a cat go-gurt essentially. Yes.
And Steven in the chat said, make sure people are getting dry and wet food. Most don't, unfortunately. Yeah, honestly, like when with Lulu, we would get her the wet food as like kind of a treat. You know what I mean? And like she'd get it like maybe once a week or two or something like that. But 100% like don't skimp out on your pet's food. Don't just buy whatever. Like you don't want, like our vet has very much recommended science diet for our dog as well. So like like pure Neon Pocket Dimension endorsement for science diet Hills products. Like Purina is fine as well. But if you are to pick one, I know it costs a little more. Definitely get them the stuff that's not gonna like fuck them up. You know what I mean? Because apparently the vet said that they work with nutritionists and scientists and like biologists and shit. So like they really do their homework and make sure that the food doesn't harm the animal.
I'm pretty sure Purina One is up there too. It's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So that's what they get for dry food, and then the wet, obviously. So
we have a question in the chat for Mochi Squeeze. Miguel, what is your favorite cat breed, and how do you feel about hairless cats?
I still have yet to meet a hairless cat in person.
Interesting.
I would like to meet one. I hear that they get really, like, if you pick one up, they'll like leave a stain on your shirt because of all their oils and shit.
Interesting. Like Soul Glow?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's great.
Like I said, I have yet to meet a hairless cat. I don't care. Yes, they're ugly, but they look cute. They're cute in their own ugly looking way, right? Like
I mean, I like lizards. I like reptiles, and you could say they're ugly, but I think they're cute. So I get that.
Yeah.
I get that sentiment.
Yeah, so like they're cute.
Like pugs.
Hairless cats are cute.
Steven says pugs.
Like pugs. I still don't know what a hairless cat feels like to pet. So that would be interesting because I've never pet one.
So it has like, it still kind of has really short hair that you kind of can't see. So it's a really interesting, like, it's not like rubbing me, like coming up and rubbing me. But maybe a little bit like rubbing my arm with all the hair on it, a little bit. Not exactly.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's like a small, thin layer of it. They're just not really fluffy. And then favorite cat breed would probably be either a Maine Coon or our Norwegian Forest Cat.
Let's pull them up. We got Norwegian Forest Cat. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. The big old fuzzy. So you like a big, fuzzy, furry monster cat, essentially. Because the same thing with the Maine Coon. They almost looks very similar.
Cat. Yep.
When I showed my cat to someone, they said, "Oh, that looks like a Maine Coon." But like Maine Coons specifically are like almost like the Great Danes of cats, right? Like they're really huge.
A female should be at least like 12 pounds.
Yeah, look at this. Like, so that's a human child who's almost the same length as a motherfucking cat. So, yeah, man, that's wild. But no, I'm with you. Like, like I like a Maine Coon, but like I don't know. I mean, all cats are cute.
Yeah, no, they are. If I could have a tiger, I would, but it's not fair to the tiger or me.
Yeah, then you're gonna become what's his face? What's that
I'm not a rapper,
Tiger King.
nor am I crazy.
Tiger King. You're gonna be Tiger King, and you're gonna end up putting a hit out on the other Tiger King person, and then go to prison for the rest of your life like that fucking idiot. Okay, so 2 more questions. Are there more cats in your future? Yes or no?
Like currently, no.
I don't answer it how you want.
But I mean, yeah, I'll probably always have a cat at some point in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With your current like house full of cats, is there another cat in your future to add to this?
No, we already tried that. Didn't work.
Didn't work. Okay.
Didn't work.
Okay, so you're at your
The
bursting.
little one was she was very jealous, which I was surprised about. Yeah, she wasn't
so
having it.
the family has been established at the moment.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, got it. And then
I've been told no.
told nope, not allowed.
Nope, ain't happening.
Too much drama.
Yep.
Excellent. And then anything else that you want to say? Like, now I'm just opening the floor to you about cats in general. Like, do you have any other is there something we didn't cover? Anything you want to say?
The obviously the internet is ruled by cats. There are more cat videos than there are dog videos. Obviously, but if you don't like cats, I'd say give them a chance. I think you would change your mind if you actually lived with a cat that you like, that kind of you got to know, essentially, right? He's like, you have to get to know a cat, in my opinion. And it's like I've turned, I think, 2 people at least in my lifetime onto cats at this point. Polly Pocket, she's full-on cat lady. I think she always has been, but like at this point, like, yeah, she's all about it. A little bit more than me, I think. And my ex, I don't know if I turned that one completely, but I turned that one to the point to where they at least liked the cat that I had.
Nice.
Like, so you just have to meet the right one, honestly. You really do. Just give them a chance.
Yeah.
And if you're allergic to them, take some Benadryl. Because you're the problem, not the cat.
You hear that, Gage? You hear that, my fucking brother Eddie? Yeah. Excellent stuff, man.
Singer Bro said cats are not surface level like a lot of dogs. It's true.
Yeah,
It really is true.
It's
Get
just
to know them.
It's just so easy to come up to a dog and be like, "Oh, it's so cute. It's licking me. It wants my attention." Blah blah. But then the cat is in the back of the room, like on a tower, like you can see behind Miguel, and like just giving off vibes like, "Don't fuck with me." But then you might be sitting on a couch, and later on, that cat comes up to you and sits in your lap, and then something happens inside of you where you go, "Oh my god, I've been blessed. I've been blessed by the cat. Oh shit,
Yeah, 100%.
This is magic."
That is accurate, Jacob. Thank you.
100%. That to me is really just what it's like. And then once you have your own cat and it's your cat and they love you, that's a bond you can't shake, So
the cat's love is definitely different than a dog's, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it is, and there, I'm not to diminish either.
I'm not
it just
knocking
is
dogs,
different.
dude. I like dogs, but it's definitely it's a different experience.
Absolutely. A couple other comments from the chat. Gage said, my allergy is beyond Benadryl. Hospitalization is going to happen. So, yeah, that's a problem. So let's just,
It can be overcome. I believe in you, Gage.
I don't have a cat now, so you can visit me in my house, but not Miguel's house, so stay out of his fucking house. And then Mochi Squeeze says, my cousin's cat Luna is adorable and friendly. And Luna is also a girl cat, and I agree with that. She's very affectionate and cute. So, Miguel, thank you so much for being my second victim of this WYBNOO show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. This is where I let people kind of promote themselves and like their stuff. I don't really know if that's you want to even do that because you don't really have
I've
much
got
going
really
on.
nothing to promote, man. Like other than Odd Valley, obviously. Come
Okay,
watch
well,
us
yeah,
on,
pimp
Odd
our
Valley
shit
Tavern.
then. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. And anything on Neon Pocket Dimension and Neon Gaming Dimension.
Yeah,
Check it out.
check it out. You can,
Good time.
you can literally Google it. All
Yeah.
right, let's do it live before you go. Let's do it live. Let's see, Neon Pocket Dimension. Let's see what happens when we Google it. Oh, there you go. We have our Twitter. We have us on Spotify. We got YouTube. Let's see, Neon Gaming Dimension. Look at that. That's not us, but the first one underneath, whatever the hell that was, that shows up. That's good. So yeah, I guess it's because there's a video game called Neon Dimension on Steam. That's kind of weird.
Okay.
But if I type in Odd Valley, that's gonna boom straight
Yeah.
to the top.
Yeah, just straight to yep.
There you go.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So look forward to our stream. What is it? What did I say? The 14th? Next Friday, not this
No.
upcoming Friday.
21st, I thought.
21st? Okay, excuse me. Yes, you're right. February 21st, we will be doing a Odd Valley live stream, or Odd Valley Tavern, excuse me, that was the old name.
Yep.
Stream. We're going to have it's going to be crazy. We're going to play a bunch of drinking games, and then you can interact with us by sending bits to send crazy clips. So look forward to that. Again, that's going to be, actually, we're changing the way we stream those. So it's going to be on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/omjesus. That's where we're going to start streaming our Odd Valley Tavern episodes. So join us for that. Miguel will be there for that. Otherwise, like he said, right here, twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension every Wednesday or Thursday now, 7 Pacific. We are streaming something tomorrow. Come back again. Or tonight, I should say, because we'll have this video posted up tomorrow morning. Come and watch the boys talk about video games tomorrow night. They have a really interesting topic. We have a couple guests coming back. Should be a good time. So, Miguel, again, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Love talking cats. We can have you on again in the future for another nerdy ass topic if you can think of one.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
absolutely. I love you guys for watching or being here for the live streams. I appreciate everyone out there who watches any of our stuff. Just remember, you can find us at NPD Squad on all social media services, I believe, or just Neon Pocket Dimension. But definitely on X and Blue Sky, if you search at Neon or at NPD Squad, you can find us, and that's where we're usually posting our stuff. But Miguel, say goodbye. Let's get the hell out of here. It's been an hour. We're doing so good at these now. They're not ridiculously long. Let's say good night.
That's good. Good job. Good night.
Thank you.
That's
Good
all,
night.
folks.
Dun, 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 dun.